Tonight, more federal funding is en route to Duluth, how the city plans to use it and what project is at the top of their list. Plus, as vaccine distribution ramps up, so do cases of COVID in parts of the Iron Range. Now a new testing center hopes to curb the spread. And after a year of lost time together, we have some good news for Minnesotans hoping to visit loved ones once again.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke. Thanks for joining us. $1.7 million is heading to Duluth. The money comes from the federal CARES Act to help the city through the pandemic. CBS3's John Cardinelli reports on where the money will be going and how it aims to fix an annual problem for the city.
A big chunk of the money coming from the CARES Act is for to address homelessness and people experiencing homelessness, for the prevention of homelessness.
Duluth city leaders are happy to be getting some federal assistance to help the people who call Duluth home who don't have a home of their own. $500,000 of the CARES allotment will go towards something needed for a long time.
We've been working on a warming center for several years, and this will really help make it one place that meets those needs and is able to help people access a warm place during the winters.
The permanent warming center will be on the bottom floor of the Lincoln Park Community Center. The facility will offer beds, showers, towels, and washing machines. But before it opens its doors, renovations will need to be made.
There's no sprinklers in the building right now, so that's a must. It also needs the elevator to be replaced, as that is obsolete.
Along with the funding, Duluth's Housing and Redevelopment Authority, Chum, and St. Louis County will collaborate to make the project possible. While it's not a permanent solution to the homeless problem, those involved say it's a good place to start.
In housing, you don't always have the opportunity to really save lives, but warming shelter really saves lives.
The city hopes to have the center complete by October 15th. The rest of the CARES Act money will provide better internet access for those who need it. It will address food insecurity and help the Damiano Center create a mobile hygiene unit. The city of Superior is asking community members to help better their city. City officials held a virtual workshop tonight to outline their 2020-2040 comprehensive plan. It will be a guide to community, physical, social, and economic development growth. Throughout the meeting, city leaders asked participants to answer questions that will directly impact the 20-year plan. And tonight, community members voted economic development as the most important element.
So we will take the input that we hear throughout the process and really use that to initially define our 2040 vision.
The state requires 9 elements, and the 2040 plan has added 2 more, focusing on coastal resources and hazard mitigation. City leaders say 400 community members have responded to their online comprehensive plan survey. After being canceled last year, live music and fireworks will return to Bayfront Festival Park this July. Tonight, Duluth City Councilors approved $50,000 for 4th Fest, which includes concerts and the annual 4th of July fireworks show. With COVID restrictions loosening in Minnesota, city spokespeople say they are confident they can hold this event safely. It's unclear whether fewer people will be allowed compared to previous years. City leaders say they will release more details in the months ahead. Well, Dave's here for our first look at the forecast. Nice to think about summer, but it sounds like these warmer temperatures we've been seeing are going to be leaving us.
Yeah, they're taking a break for a couple of days, and we're falling closer to reality, which is about 37 degrees. So today, a lot of towns made it into the 50s. Others were in the 40s, which is pretty close. We take a look at who got what, and north of Duluth was more towards the 40s, and into Wisconsin, south of Duluth, and into the UP, the 50s, also close to 60 for places like Ashland, Hayward, and Watersmeet. That'll go away for a spell. We'll cool back down to normal, like I mentioned. And we're already clouding up as a low pushes up from the south, and a smaller one comes in from the northwest. That is setting the stage for a couple of days with some decent precip coming our way. So tonight, mostly cloudy. Then Tuesday, a rain-snow mix is possible, with a high in the afternoon of 42. Should be warm enough for rain during the day, but it's overnight when there's a chance for snow. And Wednesday night into Thursday morning is the best chance for any of that to try to stick. I'll talk about how much we'll make the attempt coming up in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. A recent outbreak of COVID cases has hit smaller communities in northern St. Louis County. It's had a big effect on Ely, where they've reported about 10 new cases just in the middle and high school in the last week. Students there are distance learning this week, and some sporting events have also been canceled. CBS3's Emma Quinn shares how a pop-up testing site on the range is aiming to eliminate the spread.
Jim Grizzard is one of many East Range residents who took advantage of a pop-up COVID testing site at the Aurora Community Center on Monday.
My daughter just had a baby, and, I want to make sure that I'm safe.
The pop-up clinic is open this Monday and Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The state and other community groups decided to open it as they monitor different communities in northern St. Louis County for increased cases. Aurora Mayor Doug Greger says several local businesses had to close due to the outbreak.
We had been coping very well with the pandemic throughout, I think, the whole year. But recently we've been made aware that there's a higher than acceptable positivity rate on the testings up here.
Local health leaders say school sports and social gatherings without the right safety precautions are likely to blame, but it's also something they expected as vaccines continue to roll out.
This is going to be a typical part of the recovery that you're seeing as little outbreaks occur.
They added that having pop-up sites in these smaller impacted communities gives everyone easy access to get tested and stop the spread.
As opposed to traveling across our wonderful range, this is something that should be able to be accomplished within most people's schedules.
I thought this was a great opportunity. It's only a couple blocks away from my house.
Again, the testing clinic will be open again tomorrow. People of all ages are welcome to get tested. Walk-ins are welcome, or you can schedule an appointment online. We have a link on our website, CBS3Duluth.com. For the first time in nearly a year, Minnesota reported no new COVID-19 deaths today. But health officials say they're worried about the spread of coronavirus variants in different parts of the state. Today, Minnesota reported more than 1,100 new cases. As of Saturday, more than 850,000 Minnesotans have been fully vaccinated. And some good news today for Minnesotans living in long-term care facilities. After a year of social distancing, fully vaccinated residents can now have close contact with visitors, even if those visitors have not received the shot. Facilities in medium or high positivity counties are encouraged to offer COVID-19 testing to visitors if possible. Wisconsin dentists can now give out the COVID-19 vaccine. Governor Tony Evers signed a bill allowing that today. It comes on the same day that nearly 2 million more Wisconsin residents became eligible for shots. Those 16 and older with certain pre-existing conditions can now make appointments. The general public will be eligible May 1st. About 15% of Wisconsin residents are fully vaccinated. The CDC reports about 124 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccine have been administered in the U.S. That's a 7-day average of 2.4 million doses per day. President Biden promised 100 million vaccinations by his 100th day in office. That goal was met on March 19th, his 59th day. 44 million Americans have been fully vaccinated now, with 81 million having at least one vaccine dose. Based on the current rate, it's estimated that half the U.S. population would be at least partially vaccinated around mid-May. One more juror was seated in the Derek Chauvin trial, but the judge says he will continue jury selection tomorrow. Judge Peter Cahill says he wants an extra juror because of all the pretrial publicity. In total, 14 jurors have been seated. Here's Esme Murphy with what happened in court today.
The jury selection process was sluggish as a number of prospective jurors indicated bias against Derek Chauvin. One insisted, despite strong opinions, he could still be impartial. The defense was skeptical.
Right, so it sounds like you formed an opinion that Mr. Chauvin caused Mr. Floyd's death.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. And again, right? I mean, you understand, do you understand why I would be concerned?
Yes.
This juror was ultimately eliminated by the defense. Other prospective jurors had heard about the $27 million settlement between the city of Minneapolis and the George Floyd family.
By accident, just on social media, I saw the the amount that was given to the family.
Only this potential juror said the news changed his mind.
I guess it sort of swayed my opinion to hear that they got that big of a, that much money, I guess.
He was dismissed by the judge. A 14th juror was seated. She's a white woman in her 20s who is a social worker and recently married. She strongly disagrees with defunding the police and has a somewhat negative view of Derek Chauvin. She says she had talked about the case with a family member.
I specifically to this one just have been involved in those conversations of he should not have had his knee on the neck for that long.
But she said she could put that conversation aside.
The last jurors chosen are not necessarily alternates. The judge has not yet announced how he will choose the alternates. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, for many, music is an escape, but for some local veterans, music is keeping their minds sharp. Find out how next.
Record high is 72 degrees from this day in 1945. Today, lower 50s is what we got in Duluth. Made it close to 60 for other towns, but the warm spell is slipping away. Cooler conditions and a chance for precip are coming aboard. I'll talk about how long they'll stay and what form they'll take after the break.
Epilepsy can affect anyone with a brain.
It does not discriminate.
If you have a brain,
You can get epilepsy.
But here's something that's just as important to know.
anyone with a brain can affect epilepsy.
So let's use our brains to do just that.
Let's change the way people think about epilepsy.
To find cures.
Because if all of us can get epilepsy,
all of us
Can end epilepsy.
We just need to use our brains.
Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains to end epilepsy.
Every second of every day, it happens. Something big, something worth talking about. News happens, and you can't wait for it. You need to be constantly digging, asking, hunting, wanting more. More truth, more real answers. More who, what, where, when, and why. And it's about you. It's about now. It's about wherever, whenever. At Live Local CBS 3, it's about the news. Your neighborhood news.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day. From environmental issues to economics and so much more. Join me, Kristen Bakke, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining, a fair and unbiased report that answers the tough questions surrounding the world of mining.
Eye on Mining with Kristen Bakke. Tuesdays at 10 only on Live Local CBS 3. Brought to you by Range Regional Airport.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Fire threatens everything in its path. When it threatens our communities, we respond. We bring the fight to the front line. The Army National Guard stands ready because sometimes the front lines are in our own backyard. We will always be there when our community needs us the most. Find out more about serving your community part-time by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Local news and local weather here on CBS 3.
Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, if we rewind back to Friday night, of course, everybody was all abuzz about the chance for the Aurora Borealis. And it turned out pretty nice Friday night and Saturday night as well. St. Louis County Rescue Squad out and about got this beautiful shot. They're a good bunch of people. If you've got the wherewithal to join them, please do so. They could use all the help they can get, and other counties have rescue organizations as well. So if volunteering is in your blood, there's a place for you to do it. Well, what's going to happen to the sky? I think we've wrapped up the Aurora Borealis for this go-around because clouds are coming around, and that's leading to a chance for rain for the next couple of days, maybe even mixed in with a touch of snow during the overnights. Current conditions at the airport in Duluth show that after a high in the low 50s, now we're down into the upper 30s. And eventually, the next couple of days, our High temps will be in the upper 30s, back to normal after this long warm spell. Relative humidity is 55%. North-northeast wind has now slacked off to 3 miles per hour, but with a pair of lows trying to ravage the region tomorrow, it could be gusting up towards 20. Air pressure 30.06 inches of mercury, still on the higher side at the surface, but up aloft. A pair of lows is working and conspiring and combining to bring in the clouds and that 2-day chance for rain and snow mix. Current temps 30 to 34 in the upper peninsula, 31 to even 39 degrees for much of northwestern Wisconsin. Cool spot towards LaPointe, hot spot down towards Hayward. Minnesota numbers are running from 24 in International Falls to 34 in Two Harbors, 38 like we mentioned towards Hermantown, and lower 30s down in east central Minnesota. Low temps tonight likely will be in the upper 20s through the 30s for much of the area, still warmer than normal. That cool down will come in a couple days though, and I'll let you in a bit. Right now the clouds are increasing from that southern low that's threatening our area, and we can see clouds at least peeking towards our area from a low pressure system that's to our northwest. So it sure looks like Oklahoma Panhandle hook coming up to our area in conjunction with an Alberta Clipper. The Clipper moves faster, so I think this could bring us a chance of rain tomorrow morning. Then the rain chance tomorrow afternoon comes courtesy of the slower moving low, the one that's packing more moisture. So this is the one that could bring a fair amount of rain and a bit of snow come Wednesday night into Thursday morning, but really only a bit of snow. Taking a look at the latest estimates, what are we eyeing up? Maybe towards Minnesota's Arrowhead from the Iron Ranges up to the Canadian border. We might go an inch or two. The rest of the area, maybe a trace to an inch. So it's not a huge snowstorm, but do drive cautiously when it's out there. Tonight, what's out there? Increasing clouds in Minnesota, low temps from 28 inland to 38 down towards Moose Lake. Wisconsin and Michigan runs a range of 35 to 40. That's pretty toasty. Increasing clouds there as well. Tomorrow, the increased clouds bring a 70% chance for this mixed precip to Wisconsin, Michigan with highs 45 to 50. Minnesota highs go 45 to 50 inland. 40 by the lake is more likely. 80% chance for the mix. And the mix will stick around through Wednesday and then go away by Thursday afternoon. Sunny but cooler, Kristen. There's the 30s Thursday and Friday, but we'll bump back towards the 40s by the weekend.
All right, thanks, Dave. A program in Silver Bay has been sharpening veterans' minds through the power of song. The Veterans Home there offers music therapy as a way to help our aging heroes hold on to some of their last remaining memories a little bit longer. Now, as CBS3's photojournalist Alex Leitala shows, a big grant from the Red Cross is helping that work go even further.
Oh, won't you love? I'd rather die young.
That's Don, and he really loves country western music old time, and he especially loves Johnny Cash.
And don't forget to give my love to Rose.
We observe someone, maybe all of a sudden they come out and they spontaneously sing, or they start like clapping, or they're tapping their foot.
Down, way on down. When you find the songs that they really love, it brings such joy to them. And music is one of the last things for them to forget. So they're going to have that with them for a very long time. It brings back really good memories for them.
I could see he was there dead.
He'll sing with the songs on there, and even if he's not wearing the headphones, he will still sing his songs. But he loves the headphones a lot.
They would buy some pretty clothes.
You feel connected, and you can dance, or you can sit close to each other and listen and just take it in with them. Yeah. We're really excited about this donation, specifically for our memory care household, just because it brings so much joy and comfort, and we really see it increases their quality of life.
Answer yes or no.
We want to make sure that veterans understand that they shouldn't, and that we shouldn't forget them, whether they're doing great, whether they're thriving, or whether they're really struggling.
Give my love to Rose. It's poor hell there.
The Silver Bay Veterans Home used the grant money to buy some more headphones, MP3 players, and gift cards for the veterans to purchase some of their favorite music. The Red Cross also recently dropped off a special banner signed by hundreds of Northlanders thanking the veterans at the home for their service. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, 10 people are dead and a suspect is in custody tonight after opening fire inside a supermarket in Boulder, Colorado. We'll have more details next.
CBS 3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
It's snow removal season, and there's never been a better time to get into a John Deere compact utility tractor from Northland Lawn Sport and Equipment, the local leader for the world's best tractors. Unbeatable financing, like 0% for 60 months, and additional cash savings up to $2,500. Let us get you into the right John Deere today. Get a $500 bonus when you trade in your competitor, and get more done in a John Deere. Visit any one of our Northland locations or learn more at northlandlawnsport.com.
Funerals can be emotionally devastating for a family to go through. Besides the sorrow, loved ones are left with the high cost of arranging a funeral. Funeral Advantage was formed to help protect your family when they need it most. It pays your loved ones up to $20,000 immediately for funeral and any other expenses.
It's a good feeling to know that my family will be taken care of if anything happens to me.
Funerals can easily cost $9,000 or more, but government benefits pay only $255, leaving your loved ones to pay the rest.
It's so easy. Just answer a few simple health questions. This is so affordable, even for someone like me who's on a fixed income.
If you're 40 to 85, get information on how to protect your family. Funeral Advantage is something we all need. There's no risk or obligation. Call now.
Get the facts about how easy it is to protect your family. There's no risk or obligation. Don't wait. Call the number on your screen now.
Did you know that over 90% of today's top-rated television shows can be watched for free, including live sports, news, and the hottest sitcoms, all for free with TV Freeway Gold. Simply plug it into the back of your TV and start watching all of your favorite HD broadcast television shows free. TV Freeway Gold uses premium gold-plated connectors, giving you high-quality signal transfer so you can watch all your major channels all in high definition, absolutely free, anywhere you want, even on your boat, so you can cut the cord and get TV the freeway with TV Freeway Gold for only $19.99 for free TV forever. But when you order now, you can get a second TV Freeway Gold for a second TV. Just pay a separate fee, and we'll ship them both to you free. But you have to order now.
Call 1-800-408-5417. That's 1-800-408-5417. Or visit tvfreewaygold.com. Order now.
Get your news on the go. The CBS 3 mobile app.
Get your Bennington pontoon at RJ Sport and Cycle.
Coming up Tuesday on CBS 3 this morning, a recap as Derek Chauvin's trial resumes this week with the judge making big decisions on that process. Plus, a look at your forecast, so tune in at 5 a.m.
CBS 3 Sports is brought to you by St. Luke's.
A man opened fire at a supermarket in Boulder, Colorado this afternoon, killing 10 people, including a Boulder police officer. Police led a man in handcuffs out of the store and into an ambulance. They say he is the only suspect. After arriving at a King Soopers grocery store in Boulder, shoppers inside heard multiple gunshots. The shooting prompted a massive response from local police departments. Officers led those inside the store to safety. Police say they don't know if the suspect has any connection to that store. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki tweeted that President Biden has been briefed on the shooting and will be updated on any new developments. Coming up in sports, while the NCAA basketball tourney is in full swing, the men's hockey tournament is just beginning. Kelly has a preview of UMD's first round matchup next.
The big 6% instant rebate is back. Hi, John with Prime Appliance, and yep, that's right. You'll get an additional 6% off on the floor price instantly when you pay at the counter. What could be sweeter? Get this Whirlpool 25 cubic foot black stainless French door refrigerator, regular price $20.99, on sale for $17.99, then get an instant 6% rebate off at the counter. Your final price, $16.90. We'll have our pros deliver and install or take it home today. Prime Appliance, it's the best place to buy your appliances.
I'm Dr. Zach Lundstrom, and I'm an internal medicine physician here at St. Luke's. An internal medicine doctor really specializes in the complexities that come with having more than one health problem at a time. For every patient, the goal is different, and I think it's really satisfying. It's a very challenging job to do. I'm most passionate about getting to know my patients. I think the better I can understand what's most important to them, it allows me to help give the best recommendation possible for that specific patient.
When most people have ended their day,
Ours is just starting. Good morning. I'm Jenna Wells. Thanks.
When news and weather happen overnight, we're there.
It's 2:30 in the morning, winter storm update.
As stories break in your neighborhood,
you can count on us to bring you the details.
And for scores and more, we've got you covered. Hi, I'm Kelly Hinseth. Greenway and her. I hope that Emily Why? Because the news that matters to you matters to us.
Plus, this is our home too. New year, new ownership.
Big storm system that just grazed it.
How the Berkeys had to make changes as a result of the pandemic.
We're dedicating a whole art collection.
We're live.
We're live. We're live.
We're live.
We're live.
We're live. We're live. We're local. We're CBS3.
Always ready, always there. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
I don't think any other year is ever going to be like 2020. I never thought that I would go through something like this ever in my life. This pandemic's not a isolated thing to our country or to our state or to our city. This is something that's affecting the world. And that just shows really how interconnected we all are. And I think that's why news is so important, because news is kind of like that lifeline to kind of bring that information out and bring us all together.
Watch Jenna and Caitlin in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m. Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
Well, it is almost tournament time for the UMD men's hockey team. There's no more uncertainty surrounding their playoff fate, folks. They're into the dance. As the 3 seed in the Fargo Regional, they'll take on the 2-seeded Michigan. And it's a rematch you might have seen before, the 2011 National Championship game when the Bulldogs won their first ever title. They denied the Wolverines their 9th. Since then, each program has trended in pretty different directions. The Bulldogs have now made 6 consecutive national tournaments, the longest active streak in the country, including those past 2 national championships, while Michigan has only been back to the Frozen Four once. That was back in 2018 when they lost to Notre Dame. Head coach Scott Sandelin says the Wolverines are a team that like to push the pace of the game.
And Michigan in general has always played, with a lot of pace and tempo. They obviously have a lot of high-end talent there. Some guys that aren't drafted, some that are. They're a little bit younger team, but they're loaded with some talented players. And it'll be, like I said, you get to this point. There's so many good teams, and that's the beauty of playing in our league. We see a lot of really good hockey teams, some different styles, week in and week out, and so we'll see if that helps us in that game.
Puck drop is in Fargo between UMD and Michigan on Friday at 3 o'clock. It is also the first time ever that all Division I men's hockey programs in the state of Minnesota have qualified for the NCAA tournament. There are a total of 116 Minnesota natives playing in the field of 16 teams. The next closest state is Michigan with 33. And in basketball news, the Gophers were not in the NCAA tournament, but they hired a new coach to replace Richard Pitino. Ben Johnson, a former Gopher hooper himself, has officially been hired as the team's new head coach. Johnson spent the last 3 seasons as an assistant at Xavier. Before that, he was an assistant with the Gophers from 2013 to 2018. In the high school hockey ranks, Greenway's Claire Vekic has been named a top 10 finalist for the Miss Hockey Award. The 3-year Grand Rapids Greenway Lightning captain tallied 32 goals and 30 assists this season in just 21 games played. Those 62 points rank her 4th In the state, Vekic was also a finalist for the Miss Volleyball Award. 3 UMD women's hockey commits also made the list, including Farmington's Brenna Furman, Andover, Minnesota's Gabby Krause, and Chisago Lakes' Jenna Laurie. Well, the past 2 games have not gone the way of the Minnesota Wild. The team's 5-game win streak was halted by 2 duds in Denver against the Avalanche, being outscored 11-1 in 2 games by their division rivals. They were back at home tonight, looking to get back on the train back against the Ducks. They go on to win 2-1 the final. And in the NBA tonight, both the Wolves and the Bucks at home. T-Wolves fall to Oklahoma City Sans D'Angelo Russell. Bucks move past Indiana. And Minnesota Twins shortstop Jorge Polanco has range for days. Check out what he did against the Atlanta Braves today. In the 4th, Christian Pache hits a looping liner to shallow center, covers a whole lot of ground, extends with the backhand, and makes the play, follows it with a smooth barrel roll. Let's see that the rest of the season. Twins win 4-2 the final. That's going to do it for sports tonight. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. If you're 50 or older, ask your doctor about screening options.
Looking for a career in advertising? KBJR Television has immediate openings to be an account executive. You'll provide clients with advertising products, including television commercial airtime and digital solutions. The ideal applicant will have previous sales experience, excellent communication skills, and strong time management and organization skills. To apply, send your resume to General Sales Manager Joe Biondi at jbiondi@kbjr.com.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day. From environmental issues to economics and so much more. Join me, Kristen Bakke, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining, a fair and unbiased report that answers the tough questions surrounding the world of mining.
Eye on Mining with Kristen Bakke. Tuesdays at 10 only on live local CBS3. Brought to you by Range Regional Airport.
If you're unsure about receiving a COVID-19 vaccine,
we're here to reassure you that the vaccines are safe and effective.
They've been approved for emergency use by the FDA through a rigorous testing process.
And they've all been found to be nearly 100% effective at preventing hospitalization and death.
Because of this data, you can be confident that receiving your COVID-19 vaccine protects you and your loved ones.
Supplies are limited, so as soon as you have an opportunity to be vaccinated, please do so.
Thank you for doing your part to end this pandemic.
One of the reasons that I love our focus here at CBS3, which is live and local, is because that's me. I'm from here. This is my home. When people reach out with a story idea or a concern about something going on in their neighborhood that they would like to know more about, and they're looking to us for answers, that means a lot to me. It's just incredibly important that we show up for the folks in our region and make sure that they are in the know as much as we are.
Mariah Haberman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. Plus, subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men, celebrating 30 years in business in 2021 with 30% off store-wide, downtown Duluth.
Seasons, they are a-changing. On Saturn, NASA astronomers are now getting a more detailed look at the planet's wide and active atmosphere in new pictures from the Hubble Space Telescope. A new series of images taken over the last 3 years documents the changes as Saturn's northern hemisphere moves from summer to fall. A NASA planetary scientist calls the variations in Saturn's color bands fascinating. Cloud height and winds could be the reason for slight year-to-year change in color. Data from Hubble telescope shows the Saturn equator got 5 to 10% brighter over the time from 2018 to 2020. Well, speaking of seasons changing, I think everybody's feeling like it's summer, but turns out we're not quite there yet.
No, not quite there yet. The warm spring-like temperatures that brought spring in on Saturday are slipping away, and we fall back to reality, which means the upper 30s in a couple of days. And in between is a pretty decent chance for a rain-snow mix, both Tuesday and Wednesday. We could get a soaker as far as rain goes, and we do need that. As far as the snow part of the mix goes, maybe a trace to an inch or so by Thursday morning, and then Thursday afternoon we clear up, even if we don't warm up.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.